You know what I never was? The eye guy or girl. I barely knew how to draw eyes from different angles. I mean, who does? But I changed that in 3 days. So, what did I do? Before we get into that, we have to talk about the channel. My people, we have hit 12k. All I can say is thank you so much, you all. If you hit the subscribe button, you will become one of my people. Now, what is the benefit of that, you ask me? Well, you will be beaten and bullied until you learn something. So subscribe. I think we both need to stop acting, okay? It's about time. I need to stop acting like your eye drawings aren't borderline disfigured, and you need to stop acting like your drawings are edgy.
Ew, Michelle.
That's why I made a 3D challenge for myself to learn the eye. So that I can tell you what I learned from these 3 days so that you can stop acting and let your characters finally see. So let's go. On day 1, we will be practicing eye from different angles and the opening and closing of the eye. On day 2, we will stylize the eye and draw the whole face. On day 3, the whole day will be spent on coloring. This will be a 2-part video. The coloring will be on the second part. So if you don't want to miss out,
Okay, thank you.
if you're here for the 2016 realistic eye abomination, this video ain't the one, bestie. Drink Clorox and walk away. We will be learning from the real eye, but we will mostly be exploring anime styles. I started by practicing drawing eyes from different angles, as well as opening and closing of the eye. Even if you're just practicing, try using eyes reference where the girls are serving, okay? You might end up catching a style. Not that one though. But before we get into the practice, let's look into the different parts of the eye. Let's go from inside out. We have a golf ball. Attached to that, we have a donut. On the center of the donut, we have the black hole. Wrapped around this golf ball is the upper eyelid and lower eyelid. It's like an armor around the golf ball, protecting it from popping out. Where the shield ends, we have the waterline on both ends. There's also some eyelashes sprouting out on both eyelids. There's also
lacrimal apparatus.
Now that we know the parts of the eye, let's practice eye from different angles. Because drawing just in 3x4 angle isn't gonna save your character. For that, we will be using a leaf. Not a maple leaf or a banana leaf, but a leaf. Bend the leaf. Why? It will look like the eyelid with the presence of golf ball. Practice drawing this bent leaf from every possible angle. But for God's sake, in pairs of 2, not 1. No need to draw in detail because we are just practicing eyelids for now. Remember that eye is a 3D form, so these leaves will not be flat from any angle. That's why we bent them. When you look at the reference, just concentrate on how the eyelids are bent. The more you see it as a simple thing, the more it will be easier. Just look at them like it's just 2 bent lines. Now, drawing just 2 random leaves can be confusing. So what we can do is draw a curved horizontal line in the direction the face is facing. Now, what is this random line? It's the guideline that you draw in the face for the eye. Yes, that curvy line. Now, you will draw 2 vertical lines that indicates the middle of each eye. Now, this horizontal line is like a trail for the leaf. We will use this line and draw the leaf. Since this vertical line indicates the middle of the eye will peak here and go down. Keep trying this for different angles, okay?
I lost all hope today.
can make it more believable by adding waterline, especially on the edges where the eyes are angled at. Like if we are drawing the eyelids in this angle, you can make the waterline prominent here and here. If you're still struggling to draw the leaf, well, I didn't expect any better.
This angle.
So what we can do is draw the golf ball on the intersecting line and then draw the leaf like it's wrapped around it. It will be much easier. Just remember that this golf ball is a 3D object, not flat. Keep practicing and eventually remove the guidelines one by one. I know you don't want to, but do it for the plot. Okay, now you know how to draw open eyelids from different angles. Congratulations, you just learned basic shit. Let's look into the closing and opening of the eyelid. Honestly, it differs for every single one of them. But remembering this one thing can make it easier. The middle area of the eyelid will always be the one popping out because of the golf ball. So when drawing the closing of the eye from any angle, remember to draw the middle area of the eyelid out. So when drawing the closing of the eye from any angle, remember to draw the middle area of the eyelid a little out. Remember, the eyelid pops out in the middle due to the golf ball, not because of the donut. If the donut is placed here, that doesn't mean the eye will pop out here. If it does, what the hell, see a doctor. Now, you know how to draw the eyelid. Let's concentrate on the donut and the black hole. No need to worry about the golf ball. We have already drawn the eyelid with its presence. The donut, it's a part attached to the golf ball. But I used to think the donut is just like a flat object wrapped around the golf ball. Apparently, it's not. I mean, it kinda is, but that donut pops out a little. What's with eye always popping out? Due to the cornea, it's like a lens that's on top of the donut. Now that just sounds confusing, I know. Just remember that when the donut moves to the side or the eye is in the side angle, draw one side of the donut a little bulged. The bulged side will always be the side where the donut is looking at. And this slight bulge occurs due to the cornea. When you draw it from the center angle, it doesn't really matter, but just remember it. As for the black hole, it's like inside. It's that deep. So when drawing them from different angles, you can always consider drawing them a bit away from the bulged side of the donut. It creates the illusion of it being inside. But again, there's nothing wrong with just drawing them in the middle. But bro, the way I have seen people draw pupils here, what is that? A pimple?
She's dumb.
I think she's done. Are you, like medically speaking?
Like, are you dumb?
Are you? I think she's done.
I think.
And that's it for day 1. On day 2, I tried out few stylization and drawing the whole face. First, let's look into the stylization of the eye. Since we know the parts of the eye, you can always choose which parts to include or remove. Like you can remove the waterline or the
lacrimal apparatus.
Yep. Stylization is very easy when you can draw normal eyes, because stylization is mostly about exaggerating or underdoing or even modifying the already present features. The most common stylization goes for the eyelids. You can part them 3 ways, or you can part them 2 ways, or even 1. Or you can just draw a line and call it a day. Nobody's stopping you. You can also do a lot with the eyelash. You can make it pointy, bushy, just lower lashes, balding. In Twitter, I even saw artists draw a dot and a triangle as eyelashes. So there's basically no limits to how you want to stylize it. You can also have different pupils, big, small, heart, amoeba, or some people even like to change the shape of the black hole. It's up to you to choose and practice what kind of stylization you want with your eyes. Stylization can be done with just colors, which we'll look into the second part. Just remember that it doesn't mean more stylized when you had less details or less eye parts. Like some people often skip the
lacrimal apparatus
and waterline. But even with extreme styles, you will catch people with the most unexpected details, okay? One thing about stylization is that it comes to you, okay? You might feel frustrated, nothing seemed to work out, but eventually it will. Now, don't just draw your stylized eye from front view and act like you did something. Take the guide from the day 1 and practice your stylized eye from different angles. Now we move on to the most important part of this practice, drawing the whole face. I have tried practicing eyes here before, okay, and I realized one thing. If you practice only the eye, there's no point. You gotta practice the eye in the whole face. If you think it's not true, well, you're just gaslighting yourself. That's why I made you guys practice with these guidelines, especially since you can use the same ones for the actual face and not have 10 different guides for every single inch of your face. Draw whatever guide you guys use for your head. And now draw the horizontal line to mark the eye and 2 vertical lines. You can add the golf ball if you want to. And draw your eyes. Now if you're like, oh my god, you missed a lot of stuff, like expression. Express what? Your trauma through your OCs? What about the different types of eye? Well, what did you expect? What do you want me to do in 2 days? Get sleep deprived? Anyways, try out this challenge for yourself. But remember one thing, it's not about doing it fast, it's about doing it right. Just because I did it in 2 days doesn't mean you have to do it in 2 days. Take your time. You can take a week or even a month for each day of the challenge. And we will look into the coloring part in the part 2 of this video. Until then, bye bye.